Being a twin is a rarity in itself, but being a 6'6" basketball-playing twin is practically an anomaly. Juwan and John Grant are fraternal twins who are nearly inseparable. Their time here at HCC has not gone unnoticed, and they're attracting the attention of several Division I programs. Starting off their basketball careers at a four-year school, the Grant twins didn't feel that they were going down the right path. Making the transition to JUCO seemed like the best route to go, and trusting their instincts is what led them to HCC.
My father's friend who goes around and helps kids get into different schools, and he was helping us try and get into Drexel or LaSalle, but he said, you want to go to JUCO and be home, why not go to Howard?
When I met Coach Dahl, and I really liked his personality and him as a coach and what he was offering me at the time, and so I just was like, what better home?
I knew they were pretty good students. I knew they were pretty good basketball players because I've known them from when they were in high school. And we had a lot of competition trying to get them to come here, and we got lucky and they came.
Growing up and playing sports together their entire lives, John and Juwan have created a bond that goes well beyond the basketball court.
They tend to know what the other is going to do before the other does it, and that can be a positive. Sometimes it can be a negative. Sometimes they get bickering back and forth, you know, like siblings tend to do. But for the most part, it's been a pleasurable experience for us.
It's like a dynamic duo type of thing. Like, I can tell what he's going to do before he even gets the ball in his hand. That's why a lot of coaches would rather us come as a package than play together.
I know when he's going to shoot and when he knows when I'm going to shoot and whether the ball is coming off of a certain way. I know his tendencies, he knows mine. So I can rebound off of that, I can pass off of that, anything.
With such talent and strong connection, one may think that the Grant twins would be competing for the same spot on the court. But Coach Jay Dole has found a way to showcase each brother individually and tap into their unique skill sets.
Some of the other places where they were at together, they competed for the same position, and I tried to keep that not an option and playing them at the same position because they're both very good players. They both bring a different thing to the table. One shoots the three pretty well, the other one shoots the three okay. One puts the ball on the floor better, the other one's a better mid-range jump shooter. They both have worked into becoming pretty good rebounders right now.
I know we both can shoot. I can kind of shoot a little better than him, but he don't like that. He can drive. He has a good left hand. He finishes with his left hand.
He's definitely a great shooter. Mid-range, he's stepped out to the three-point. He's a knockdown shooter. He's a prolific scorer.
Having a strong presence at home has made a huge impact on the Grant twins, with someone who is not only a mentor, but a source of inspiration.
My father, like, even when he told me he was going to miss a game, he somehow came to the game. And that's who really got us to play basketball. Like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be put in a situation with him. That's the person who really motivates me to go hard. My father, he's my backbone. I love him for that.
My father, he still drives it in my head to this day that I need to work on both hands, and going to the left and finishing left hard and going to the right and finishing just as hard too.
With this season being a very trying one for the Dragons, the Grant twins have had to persevere and focus on growth and what comes next. Several Division I schools are showing interest, but will they continue on as the dynamic Grant duo or choose to go down a solo path?
They're real close to committing to a school. I can't tell you the name of the school yet, but you know, it is a Division I school, and they are in a situation where it looks like they're going to both be able to go to the same place.
That's my brother, that's my twin brother, so I might as well do what I know I can do to help him out, help everyone else out. And plus, I wouldn't rather go nowhere without him.
Wherever the Grant twins end up, their bond seems to be unbreakable. And their time here at HCC has given them a newfound confidence that is sure to take them to the next level. For Dragon's Lair Update, I'm Mary Lee Adams.